Marrakech is a vibrant city with a famous history as a center of commerce and as an imperial city, but less is known of the long history of its Jewish community, which is why JN1 came to Marrakech to speak to the president of the Jewish community, Jacky Kadoch. Jacky Kadoch, president of the Jewish community of Marrakech, was born in the Jewish quarter known as the Millah. As president of the community for the last decade, Mr. Kadoch explained to JN1 the history of the Jewish community of Marrakech that dates back 2,000 years to the destruction of the temple in Jerusalem when Jews first immigrated to the Berber regions of North Africa.
For the one who came then more than 2,000 years, is very interesting because those people used to live in the mountains. And at this moment, there was no Morocco, no Tunisia, nothing. I mean, even no Islam. Those people just decided to come here in the north of this land of Africa, and they established themselves here. And by the time it's become Morocco, wherever, or Tunisia, or Algeria.
The second wave of Jewish immigration to Marrakech began with the expulsion of Jews from Spain in 1492. Many Sephardic Jews arrived in Marrakech, but were not allowed to live inside the city limits until the Sultan granted permission to build the Millah next to his palace in Marrakech.
For the one who came to Marrakech, at this moment the king of Marrakech didn't allow them to live in Marrakech. Because the king at this moment, he thinks that it's a very holy city. And the Jewish, they are welcome, but not to come living in Marrakech. Whatever, they decided to live out of Marrakech in a place called Jemad Ahmed. It's on the way to Ourika Valley, until the new king decided to say, okay, my door is open, now you can come, and then start the living for the Jewish people in Marrakech. And at this moment, one of the great rabbis called Rabbi Yitzhak Deluya, who came also from the expulsion from Spain, Rabbi Yitzhak Deluya, asked from the king with Rabbi Hananiah HaKohen to permit them to organize the life in a real, in their own place, neighborhood. So the king gave them two places, two big places. One to start building the houses for the Jewish, called the Millah, the old Jewish quarter, and next to the Millah, to this place called just a place for the cemetery. So then start the life, the Jewish life for the Jewish people in Marrakech.
The Jewish quarter of Marrakech at its height was estimated at having around 27,000 Jewish residents and 45 active synagogues, and is where President Jacky Kadoch was born.
In Marrakech, we used to be close to 27,000 Jewish people living in Marrakech, in the Jewish quarter. It is the place where I was born. So I was like 4 or 5 years old. And remember, this neighborhood of Millah, Jewish quarter, just full of Jewish, and there are like over 40 or 45 synagogues.
Under the occupation of the French, Jews were not allowed to live outside of the Jewish quarter until Moroccan independence in 1956, when King Mohammed V granted permission for the Jews to live where they wished. Currently, the Marrakech Jewish community has less than 200 residents, mainly due to the younger generation studying and eventually settling down abroad.
Children are, after getting the baccalaureate, they have to follow the studies, wherever, or in France. Most are going to France to follow the studies, because it's much easier for them, because they studied here, they had the studies in French, so they follow it in the French in France. So that it means that after 7 years, few years of studies, they found out to get married, and also they stay there and not thinking to come back.
Marrakech attracts many tourists, including many Jewish visitors with parents from in and around Marrakech, curious to reconnect to their roots.
But what we have, what's amazing, is that we have the chance to have so many visitors. That's very great. So they come here and making around all the country, or the parents are from the north or from the middle, whatever, Casablanca, Rabat, or Meknes, or Marrakech, they are coming to visit.
There are many Jewish sites of Marrakech that one can visit that are open to the public, such as the Slat Lazama synagogue near the Sultan's Palace in the Milla, or the Jewish cemetery, to name a few. For JN1, this is Michelle Medina reporting from Morocco.